we're in the picture. He said let's do it November only.
Oh, really? Alright.
Oh, it's a video also? I thought it was sound.
It's, this is, or here, I'll explain it in a second. Welcome back to the podcast, Comedy or Worse. We have a very special guest.
Ellice Lin!
Yay! It's amazing. This is the first time we're doing it live with the studio audience. Even though we're only live in the Brick Room at the Madhouse Comedy Club, it's not an actual studio. All right, so is that your name, or is that a stage name, or is that your name?
It's actually an island. I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, that is my name.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. And then how, you want to look at the questions ahead of time? Sure, no problem.
Chickens had studied this beforehand.
Yes. How did you get into comedy?
Oh gosh, how did I get into comedy? Wow, that's a long story. I don't think it's gonna fit into this podcast.
Well, we can try.
I feel like comedy for me, like the short answer would be, I feel like it's a way where I could. It's like for me to like cope. I can like provide an explanation for like tragic things that have happened in my life that does not have an explanation.
Right.
Like why my dad left when I was 3.
Yeah. Well, you just got off stage not too long ago at the Madhouse Comedy Club, and you had a great set.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes. Let's see. So, how long ago did you start comedy?
I think I started around 2015, and that was because that was when Hulu first started having some stand-up on their streaming stuff.
Oh, cool.
But there weren't that many. I think there were only like a handful, and I had watched all of them. And I was like, I wonder how those people do stand-up and get paid for it.
Yeah.
And then what's really funny is the very next day, I went to get the mail, and it was from Wheelack West, I don't know, LA Community College or something. I was flipping through it, not thinking anything of it, and there happened to be a class on stand-up comedy. It was $100 for 5 weeks. Because I was doing some research, the comedy, the comedy store, they also have a class, but it was $600.
Wow. This is a comedy store in LA?
Yeah, in LA.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, what do I have to lose if it doesn't work out? Just $100. So I signed up, and so then like each lesson or each week, it's like you have a homework, which is you do a 1-minute bit, you get critiqued on it.
Yeah.
So by the end of the 5 weeks, you have a 5-minute bit. Then the instructor has us do a student showcase at the Hollywood Hotel.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I did that, and then I felt like I had made like the whole room, the whole floor laughed at my set. You know, you get that endorphin rush. I felt like I got hooked. That's when I started doing open mics like almost every day.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So, that was in LA area?
That was in LA, right?
So, how long were you in LA?
So that was back in 2015. I was living actually in Orange County.
Oh.
And then I didn't move down to San Diego till November of 2020.
Okay. Cool. So, what do you like better, LA or San Diego?
I like San Diego. I feel like the crowd is more, or the comics, they're like more accepting. Whereas up in LA, it's like more intimidating. I feel like people like to make fun of you more. It's like more ruthless. So yeah.
Yeah. So, have you gone back to LA at all to do comedy in San Diego, or just doing San Diego?
I haven't done any. No, yeah, I haven't done any since here, other than for the roast battle that one time. So. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So you did the roast battle at the comedy store.
Yeah, right. I did it. Actually, I did the roast battle in La Jolla, and then I guess we had the best set of the night, so we got invited to the Comedy Store La Jolla in LA for like a rematch.
Wow, congratulations. Awesome. Was that fun?
Yeah, it was super fun.
Sweet. So what is your writing process for comedy?
My writing process, I don't really have a strict routine. It's normally I think of something when I'm driving to work. Like either something that had aggravated me, something that someone had said or done. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make that into a joke. I'm gonna make that into a bit. And then when I get a chance, I'll sit down, open my notebook, and write it out.
Okay, sweet. So you're able to remember it from the time you're in the car to the time you get to your notebook?
Mm-hmm.
Nice, good memory. That's good. Have you ever thought of like doing a voice memo, just in case? Or?
I have not, because I hate the sound of my voice. I'm probably gonna hate this podcast.
Well, you don't have to listen to it. You can skip this one. Yeah, but you have a nice voice.
Oh, thanks.
I never remember this question, but it's interesting. I never remember the answer for me on this question, but I still am asking it. When did we meet?
When did we meet? That's a really funny.
No way she knows. She remembers.
I didn't remember. I remember meeting here at the Madhouse.
Okay.
And I remember seeing you like running back and forth because I guess you're working in the kitchen.
Okay.
And I had seen your set when you were doing, I can't remember some of the jokes that you had done. It was like before the
Probably
70s.
not worth repeating.
It was before the 70s stuff, but like it had like this weird intonation at the end. But I thought that was your real voice. So I was like, man, this guy's kind of creepy. Does he realize that he has a really weird? I'm sorry, just being honest.
No,
But then, like, yeah. And then every time I tried to talk to you, I felt like you were running away from me. But that's just because you were running to the kitchen, I guess. But I didn't know you had worked there. And then this one time, I was just like hanging out, and you actually approached me, and I was very surprised. And you were talking like in a normal voice, like not with a high intonation, like I don't know how you do it, but
I don't
yeah.
know how I do it either.
You're talking like normal, like a normal guy, and I was like, oh, he doesn't actually talk like that on stage. So that was my
Offset.
initial, or I mean, you don't talk the way you do when you're on stage, like a normal, like a normal person. So I just thought, okay,
You know that
like
it's
that
hard
must
to
be,
talk my normal voice on stage.
that must be an act that you
It's really
have.
hard. One day I'll do it. No, that's the thing that a lot of comics don't understand. I've gone up on stage and talked in my normal voice, but then because of them not laughing or whatever, or I'm doing a rehearsed bit that I already practiced in this other voice, then I will go into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so people forget that I did talk in my normal voice at first.
Right, and then I remember like talking to me in a normal voice, and then we were conversing about what other mics have you done in San Diego, and then you had suggested Queen Bees, so that's when I knew about that, and then I was like, oh, comments actually go there, and then that's when I started going there, and then it was all thanks to you.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's a great story. So I guess you have traveled for comedy because you went back to LA to do it. What's the furthest you've traveled for comedy so far?
I did comedy in Charleston, South Carolina, just because not for comedy, but like for work. And then I was looking up all the open mics, and I was like, oh, there's an open mic at this bar. Let me go check it out. So yeah, I've done open mics in Charleston and Atlanta, Georgia. I think those are the only two out-of-state ones.
Cool. So you had to travel there for work, and you're like, oh, I might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's very smart. So do you have any hobbies or passions that are related to comedy?
I was trying to get into music. Like I wanted to do parodies, and I've done 2 so far, but
Oh, nice.
I haven't really been able to come up with any after the 2.
So you did a parody song?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's cool. I'd love to hear it sometime.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Let's see. Do you wish you had started comedy earlier?
I do wish I had started comedy earlier. I didn't know that was a thing, but yeah, by the time I knew there was such a thing as comedy open mics, I was like already in my 30s. But most people start young, right? Like in their early 20s or teen years.
Yeah, definitely. So what are your goals in comedy?
I don't really have any goals. Like, I mean, it would be nice to get paid on a regular basis, but I'm just kind of doing it as a hobby to, like, it's like I have to do it as a stress reliever.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, comedy is a great way to like deal with life.
Right.
Yeah. Sweet. What right now is your favorite joke? Doesn't have to be your joke. Doesn't have to be anybody in San Diego. It could be anybody.
My favorite joke, well, your Sunny D joke is pretty funny. Aside from
So honored.
Aside from that, what really sticks out to me is, unfortunately, I can't remember it word for word, but it's like a Louis C.K. joke where it's something like, oh, China has a lot of people, something along those lines. They have the most people, but actually, no, China doesn't have the most people. There are more people who are dead. I think that was, I don't remember word for word, but I thought it was really funny.
Let's see. So, do you have a favorite fan interaction? Like someone said, "Oh, you had a great set."
Favorite fan interaction would be like when I'm not doing comedy, like my mind, like I'm thinking about doing errands, and just out of the blue, someone runs up to me and they're like, "Oh, I know you." I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, I remembered you from such and such bar, doing this joke," like they're repeating my joke back to me.
Wow.
I'm like, "Wow, yeah."
That's awesome. Do they get the joke right or they butcher it?
They do get it right. Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, the most recent one happened on Sunday, actually, and my apartment complex had a holiday event at Inside Out. I think it's a bar in Hillcrest, so I'd never been there. I didn't know what it was like. I was actually really nervous because I don't know if I should go. Probably not gonna know anyone. And I went anyway, and then this couple was like, "Hey, we know you from that comedy." They call it the Comedy Store, so I was really confused. I was like, "Wait, I wasn't at the Comedy Store recently." And they're like, "At the show on Wednesday." And I was like trying to think, wait, which one? And then, so they met the U31 that Mike McCullough hosted. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I was at that one." And then I was thinking, "Oh yeah, they were sitting in that location." And yeah, and then they repeated my joke back to me, the MCAT joke. And I was like, yeah, I was just like super surprised.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, you have memorable jokes, and it sounds like people actually get the joke right. Because I've had people try to repeat back a joke and they just butcher it. And it's like whatever. That's my. What's your favorite place to do comedy right now?
Favorite place? I guess the Comedy Store, because it's a real comedy club, and there's usually a really good crowd. Yeah, their reaction is usually pretty good.
Yeah, that's great. Cool. So do you currently have any merch?
Currently, I don't have merch, but at some point, I was wanting to make hand soaps, which, actually I had made hand soaps at some point, but I wasn't confident enough to sell it. I would just give them away, and it would say like comedy on one side. Because I was thinking, some comedy might not be clean, so make it clean up with some good hand soap. That was my thought, and a lot of people, they have t-shirts and stickers, but then I have soap.
Something
So
different.
yeah.
Something useful.
Yeah, right.
So, So what was your family like growing up?
Gotta be talking
You can
about
always, you don't have to answer any question you don't want to, and you can be, or you can answer it as vague as you want.
Yeah, I'll just be big. It was rough. I felt like it was really rough. It was very rigid. Everything was very strict, and yeah, you know, typical Asian family.
All right. So what's the biggest audience you performed at for? Maybe at the Comedy Store in LA here.
Biggest audience, let me think. Yeah, probably the Comedy Store up in LA. I was at one point, well, I don't even know if it counts as a performance, but it was a few years back where it was a lottery. The Tony Hinchcliffe, Kill Tony, he had that thing going on up in LA, and then I didn't think he was gonna pick my name, but he ended up picking me last.
Wow.
And
so
yeah.
which was that right before the pandemic or before?
It was, yeah, way before the pandemic.
Oh, so it was
I wanna say
before
like 2015, 2016, somewhere along those lines. And yeah, he picked my name. So yeah, like basically 1 minute to impress him and whoever else is like the celebrity judges. And yeah, that was probably the biggest crowd because the room was packed, full of comics wanting to be picked.
That's cool. So how did you do?
I don't think I did too well. Their comment, which is very good feedback, is that they felt like I was talking like I had a script. Like it didn't even sound human. It didn't sound natural.
Okay.
So yeah, that was their feedback. Like I was trying to memorize something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was several years ago, so I'm sure you're a lot better at comedy now.
Mm-hmm.
than back then. That's cool. Let's see. Do you, so I guess, any other art, so like you want to do music, but do you do anything else like drawing or?
No, not really. It's basically just guitar. I'm interested in like all forms, classical guitar, acoustic, electric.
Oh, that's cool. So when you did your parody song, you did it on guitar?
Yeah, I did it on the acoustic. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. So did you record it all, or you just have it memorized?
I do have it recorded. Well, like at an open, not like professional.
Okay, of course. Excellent. And then, so you did you grow up in LA, or?
I grew up in LA, right?
Okay. Sweet. Do you ever do any characters on stage, or you just always do your normal voice?
No, I haven't done characters. People have said that I should do one of like a terrible Asian accent. They say that people are gonna get a kick out of it, but I just
Yeah, you don't have to listen to everybody's advice. You know, the audience is what matters, right?
right. Mm-hmm.
So have you ever won a comedy contest or anything like that? Did you win your roast battle?
I didn't win the first one, the La Jolla one, but at the Comedy Store they claimed that I won that match.
Nice. Why do you say it like that? You felt like you didn't
Well,
win.
because they weren't super enthusiastic about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're like, you won.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So yeah, so you've been on Kill Tony. Let's see. Going through this question really quick. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No. Yeah.
Okay, how do people get a hold of you on the internet?
And my Instagram, sarcastic cat with a double R, because the single R was taken.
Damn it. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, so it's SARRCASTICAT on Instagram.
Yes, I follow her and I recommend it. It's a good Instagram. So are you on TikTok at all, or?
No, I don't do TikTok because, you know,
China.
standards, spies.
You don't want to give China your data?
No. I think Instagram is good enough.
That's a repeat of a question. Yeah, fix that. Okay, it's a short episode, but it doesn't matter. A podcast is as long as it is, right? Are there any jokes that you're working on right now that you don't have to spoil them?
Jokes that I'm working on right now. Oh, I left my notebook in the.
No, that's fine.
But,
Or when did you start? When did you start doing in the news? How long ago did you start to think? Oh, I should talk about stuff that's current.
So normally I would like I don't know about iPhone, but for Android, they'll have like a news thing that pops up, and then I'll like scroll through it and see if anything might be funny. And so I think like a few months back, like March or April, there was like some Trump stuff.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, that could make a good joke.
So yeah, March or April, that's cool. So how do you like that so far?
I like it. I'm like trying to. I'm kind of like mirroring the SNL's, because they have a news bit too. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, okay, like the news desk or something. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's fun. Oh, so have you ever done any skits or sketches or?
No, but I would like to. Actually, well, this was a few years back, but there was someone who he lived in Long Beach and he was like looking for an actress because I guess all the ones he knew expected to get paid. When someone reached out to me asking if I wanted to be in the sketch, ideally they wanted an Asian girl, and so just like, yeah, sure, sounds like fun. And yes, I did that, and then he ended up paying me like $30, which I wasn't expecting.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Cool. So, do you ever think you'll write a sketch too, or you just would be in a sketch?
I would like to write a sketch at some point. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. Yeah, sometimes we do sketches. I would love to have you be part of the sketch that we do, if you're interested.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Also, like I try to do comedy songs, you know, and there's like a song that's like a country western kind of thing, and I just need music for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're interested in collaborating.
Oh yeah, definitely. I could do that.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Definitely need more questions, but that's okay. What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite one.
Holiday?
Holidays are.
That's okay.
Holiday. Let's see. Favorite holiday. Favorite holiday. I guess New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Or the Scottish people, they call Hogmanay. Yeah, December the 31st. Because, you know, it's like getting a new start, kind of. Like if you had, especially if you had a crappy year, then you look forward to the next one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Starting.
So, do you ever do New Year's resolutions?
Lately, I haven't done a New Year's resolution, but like, normally just like throughout the year, if I think of something, then I'm just like, oh, next month for sure, I'm gonna do this. So maybe like a mid-year resolution is more what I do.
Yeah, that's the thing about resolutions, you can always start them. You don't have to wait until, you know, any arbitrary thing, because time is almost gone, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. How about your job? Do you want to get a better job? Are you happy at your job, or you don't
I do want to get a better job. It's kind of complicated right now. I'm in the Navy Reserves, which means, for those who don't know, it means you show up a week in a month, 2 weeks out of the year. And then, okay, so what had happened was in 2019, and then I had a separate civilian job. But in 2019, I got recalled for mobilization to Iraq for a year. But then what's really funny was, as soon as they sent me there, they said, oh, never mind, we're gonna send you back home.
Really?
But I had already prepared mentally to be gone for a year. So I'm just like,
Oh my.
what? Like, I already gave up everything. I already told my boss, I already told my family,
Oh.
don't expect me for another year. And then I had asked if there was any other opportunity, and they said, okay, maybe Norfolk, Virginia. So from Iraq, I went to Norfolk for 6 months.
Okay.
And then shortly after, they said, oh, looks like there's an opportunity in San Diego. 3 air orders.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, I've never been active duty for 3 years. That could be interesting. So yeah, I applied for it, and then they got me down here. So that's the only reason why I'm down here, just for the Navy.
Oh,
But
cool.
yeah, it's actually really stressful.
It's really stressful.
Mm.
Dang, that sucks. But at some point you'll be done with it, right?
Yeah, at some point I'll be done with it, and I'm probably gonna go back to Orange County because it's just the rent here is way too expensive. It just keeps increasing.
Yeah, definitely. Is that where your family is, in Orange County?
No, that's just where I had gone to school, and where I like Orange County because I feel like it's centrally located between LA and San Diego. But yeah, my family's still in LA, but I don't really like living up there.
Okay. Cool. Nice. Yeah, Orange County is a nice place.
Yeah, and there's like a ton more open mics, and parking is hardly an issue, you know, because like when you're in LA, parking is always a problem. You have to pay like $20 for valet or to park for like 3 hours or something. But from my experience, as of 4 years ago, you didn't have to pay for parking in Orange County. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Sweet. So, what town in Orange County would you go back to?
Costa Mesa, yeah, that's where I was living.
Costa Mesa. And out of all the places you've lived, what's your least favorite place to live?
Least favorite, I had lived in Rancho Cucamonga once. It's out in, which county? I think it's in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. I just felt like it was a little rough when I was there, but I know they're constantly constructing like new, I don't know what you would call it, like not villages, but like new businesses.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to make it look a lot nicer, but yeah, I didn't really like it. I just feel like there's definitely not a lot of comedy out there, but it definitely is a lot cheaper than the rest of California, probably.
Yeah, makes sense. How about travel for fun, like vacation? Is there a place that you would want to go, or a place that you went and it was really nice?
Travel for fun. Well, I haven't been to Australia, so I'm definitely open to that. And where I have been, well, I'm gonna be biased. For those who are wondering, what kind of Asian are you? I am from Taiwan. I was made in Taiwan. I'm Taiwanese. So yeah, I love Taiwan. the food is really good. Everyone is really friendly. You know, they're just friendly, peaceful people.
Sweet.
And there's a lot
So
of
how many
this-
times you been to Thailand?
I don't think I've been back too often. The last time I was there was actually this past May.
Oh, nice.
May of 2023, and that was a good time because I got to visit my grandmother, and it was really funny because she didn't actually remember me. I guess she had dementia. She kept thinking I was my sister, and then I found out she died in October, so I'm just glad that I was able to get back in time for that. And then I think before that, it was in 2017 that I visited Taiwan.
Sweet. So you like stay with family when you go there?
Yeah, pretty much. All my cousins, all my aunts and uncles, they're all there.
Cool. Do you like keep up with them at all, or you just see
Not
them?
really. I kind of feel like an anomaly in a way,
Yeah.
because they don't really speak English, and my Chinese is terrible, and then they probably think I'm wild and crazy. You know, they don't really have like comedy. I did some research. There is like one comedy club in Taipei. But you know, their sense of humor is different, and yeah, they're just very conservative.
That's nice. Sweet. So, what about a place that you said Australia? Why Australia?
I've always been interested in going to the outback. Yeah, like kangaroos, you know, cute animals, wallabies. Yeah, and then,
dangerous.
But they're so cute. And then one of my favorite movies was Crocodile Dundee.
Okay.
So I was just thought it'd be fun to go there.
Sweet. Bring your knife. That was from Crocodile Dundee, right?
Finger knife? I don't remember that.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. Is that the wrong movie? No, I would hate to do that. I would hate to do that. Oh well. Let's see. It's 9:04. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I can't think of anything else more to talk about. Are you sad that I would end the episode now? Would you be sad?
No, I wouldn't be sad at all. That would
Okay.
it would be a perfect ending.
It would be the perfect ending! Yay! It's not easy to get to the perfect ending. Not go too long, not too short. The perfect ending. Well, thank you so much for doing the podcast. This has been Comedy or Worse. Bye.
Wait, am I the worst part?